The XRP ledger is about to get $1.5 trillion all at once because Ripple has officially announced that they will be buying back over $1 billion worth of XRP in a huge buyback in the next couple of days. The purchase of $1 billion worth of XRP is expected to push the price of XRP above $600. This has been confirmed, and the dates will be made public at the end of October. This is crazy. And if you have even 10 XRP, you should watch this video all the way through because it's important and true. The information from all of the sources is the same. Ripple Labs is going to buy back more than 1 billion XRP, which will cause the price to skyrocket to over $600. An extra 1.5 trillion XRP is also going to be pumped into the XRPL. Oh, wait, Wells Fargo confirmed all of this. This is what the banks, organizations, elites, BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo have all said. Wells Fargo even said that the price of the XRP token could reach $500 in just 2 to 7 months. This number from Wells Fargo shows that they think XRP will reach $100 to $500 in the next 2 to 7 months. Is that a surprise? No, it's not. These people have already set the price of XRP because they need it. In fact, Brad Garlinghouse had been teasing about this for a while now. He stressed that they had just confirmed Ripple, which is a huge call to use XRP in huge payment areas like trade finance, real estate, and life insurance. We were also told by Arthur Brutu, one of the founders of XRP, that the goal for the price of XRP was $10,000 and that it was made for billions of people. And now look at XRP. It's finally recovering after a huge drop, and it's now stabilizing to get ready for the biggest breakout in its history. Institutions around the world are now starting to accept it. For example, JP Morgan Chase Bank has announced that they will start taking XRP as payment. This is a huge step forward. Not only that, but BlackRock also revealed a huge partnership with Ripple that will turn assets into tokens that can be used on the XRP ledger. The chief technology officer of Ripple even said that the new global financial system will need a huge amount of XRP and that over $650 trillion will flow into the XRP ledger by real token, which is based on the XRPL. You need to pay close attention to one very important fact. Trump just changed the Federal Reserve. Also, in case you haven't noticed, the gold and silver markets have been going through the roof. The price of gold and silver is going to go up by 3 to 4 times, which is like 400,000%. This is something that has never happened before in history. But wait, this is happening because the global reset is about to happen. This will wipe out the debt and then use the money made from selling gold and silver that the US government is currently doing. With the money they made, they bought a lot of Bitcoin, XRP, ETH, and safe coins. But pay close attention to the letter XRP. This big change in wealth will be the start of tokenization on the XRP system. It will also be the first time in history that the Federal Reserve trades and buys XRP. Trump even started a strategic XRP wallet with the US Treasury not long ago. Also, it has already worked with the Bank of America and Royal LiberFi, a cryptocurrency company run by Donald Trump's son. This makes me think of this video from 2 weeks ago, in which Eric Trump says that he knows Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and talks about XRP by name. He says, yes, I know XRP very well, and he adds that they've been talking and dealing with the XRP ledger a lot for payments and the Federal Reserve's payment sector. Long-term, trillions of dollars are about to flood in, and you need to understand the scale of what we're talking about. In the next few days, we may start to see the huge $1.5 trillion influx start to show up in the XRP record. All of this happening at the same time will lead to the $600 price prediction for XRP, which has been pretty much confirmed by several banking institutions, including Wells Fargo. Again, I know it sounds crazy, but please bear with me for a moment. Here we are again, looking at the XRP record and the huge number that is really making it global. The huge amount of money that is about to enter the XRP, over $650 trillion. So what is this number? This is likely the most important number you need to know about XRP, as it is this number that will cause its price to reach thousands. You know, the real trading price of XRP is somewhere between $5 and $11,000. This is what we're really looking at. Even though it sounds crazy, this is how things work. If this money moves into the XRP ledger, that price will go up, and let's talk about it. The $650 trillion that is being talked about comes from the real coin. At this point, the real token is backed by a real organization. The real token is on the XRP ledger and is backed by Real FI. Real FI is a platform for real estate. It's also a way to pay and get free stuff. They do lots of cool things. We're talking about a very big company that deals with real assets. Also, these guys have made it public that they will start unlocking real estate using the real token, which is based on the XRPL. This is the real coin and cryptocurrency that is about to take off, but there are only 22 million of them, which isn't even a lot. Only 22 million will be made, which is the smallest amount ever in the history of cryptocurrencies. That's what we're going to look at, and it's a token for a real object. Again, this is a big deal. Not only that, but this symbol only came out 2 or 3 months ago and is now worth about 3 cents, a rise of hundreds of thousands of percentages. It used to be worth 1/100th of a penny. Even stranger, real token is one of the very few tokens that is still in the green, even though the market as a whole is in the red. Once more, these guys are not listed on a single centralized market. There isn't a big business plan. If the price of real token keeps going through the roof, it's because of the new technology and the huge amount of money that RealFi is adding to the XRP system. What you need to know is that real token will handle all the money. In fact, that's what will happen. The $650 trillion will be sent to the XRP record through a real item. As a result, it would cause supply shock for both the real token and the XRPL. In fact, many XRP analysts and experts in the field have said that if just 1% of the huge amount of money, $650 trillion, was to enter the real token or the XRP ledger, the real token would skyrocket from 2 cents to over $65,000 to $64,500. We are talking about a huge supply shock in history. This is also going to happen with the real coin that is on the XRP ledger. And even though XRP will go through a supply shock, say if it hits $5,000 to $6,000, the real token will go through those numbers because once again, it has a very low supply, much lower than XRP. So it's clear that when you look at real token, you think, this is very bullish. The size of these things and these guys has grown a lot in the past few months. Once more, these guys are really growing really quickly. It looks like they have more than 3,447 watts. We looked at them yesterday, and these guys were only at 3,400. For the second time, they're growing very quickly, even though they're not advertising it at all and it's not mentioned anywhere. This is why I'm so excited about the real coin. Also, why do I have such a nice bag? Without a doubt, I believe this will have one of the biggest breaks in the history of the XRP ledger. In the short and long run, I think people are going to become millionaires. Utility-based goods are the ones that are solving a problem in the real world that is worth trillions of dollars. And that is exactly what this is.